Hey guys, this is YouTube, this is React City, and we are here, and I'm John.
I'm Rose.
I'm Miki.
And this is React Cast. So, we're mixing up a little bit, going to go to some news sites and talk about the latest happenings, as well as, before getting to that, I would like to start off with another fun fact of something that I learned.
No.
So, you know Neferipitou, with a weird name?
Yeah.
So, it's actually a mix. So, the first half of her name, or its name, is from a male deity, from the god Nefertum. But the second half is from the female panther called Pitou, a French character for children. Yeah. I tried to look into it a little bit more and see like what the Egyptian god was for it, but it has nothing to do with the character. So just the first part of the name for some reason.
Well, okay.
Interesting.
It's like godlike power that is also a cat.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, the Egyptians did really like cats, didn't they?
Yeah.
They
Kind
did.
of worshipped them.
mhm.
That or they just really liked cats and just made memes on the wall.
And everybody read into it way too much.
I heard somebody talking about that before. It's like, imagine aliens come to the planet and they're like, they worship squares called phones.
Weirdos. We're back into HunterxHunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have any feelings about it now we got back into it? And we're still going through episodes that you've seen to kind of get a refresher.
Mm-hmm.
It did confuse quite a few people.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
to correct a lot of people in the comments.
Oh,
but
Uh,
yeah. Any feels about it?
So far, I'm like reliving things. I'm like, oh, I've been here before.
Yeah.
It's like it's like retreading in the forest. Like you don't know where you are, but you know you've been here before.
Right, right. I felt this a similar way where like I kind of I know like an event that should be coming up soon, but like I can't place how
It's
far
like
in the future it
something's about
is.
to happen. Like
Yeah, like that last episode 85, the big happening with Kite. So it's like, that's right. I did not expect that last scene. I repressed that memory
You
completely.
totally forgot it?
Yeah, I didn't remember
That's
that happened.
burned into my retinas.
Aw.
I see it when I blink.
Yeah, it's one of those major events, and you know, I mean, if you want to talk a little about it, do you guys think that it was the right call to introduce Kite the way it was, or no?
It's kind of hard to answer that question now because I know what happens later. Unlike you two have seen the whole of what's released in anime. So based on what happens later, it might change your feelings about how they introduced him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they have like a reasoning at the end of this all.
No.
No?
I'm just saying, due to certain events, you might feel differently.
About the way they introduced him.
Yeah, rather than introducing him as Gun's father figure, which he was in the manga, him just being somebody who was Jin's friend that he just meets now, it might change your feelings.
Okay.
I really want to ask more, but I know
can't.
it's gonna be a spoiler.
You
So
can't.
I won't ask.
I am in the know for once.
I'm feeling so. I think we spoke about like how would we feel rewatching because you guys talked about how you feel about it, and I'm starting to get an idea of how I feel. I am feeling a little bit of impatience because I'm expecting particular points, and I don't know when they're coming. So I'm like, get to the point. When is it coming? You know? But I'm still enjoying like remembering like some of these characters. Like they introduced the 3 big top guns with Naruto, Nov, and Moral.
The mushroom guy.
The mushroom guy.
Mr. Cloud Mushroom.
Yeah, so them getting introduced again was good because I was like, I couldn't quite remember them fully. What?
Sorry. His name is Morel. He does smoke stuff. Smoking mushrooms.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody's high.
You know, actually, I think that was mentioned where it was never specified that he was smoking tobacco, but yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I was just saying that I do have a bit of impatience, but that just comes with rewatching anything for me. But I'm still enjoying it because I remember vaguely some of these characters and I kind of want to like be refreshed. Like, who are they again?
Yeah.
You know, like I don't remember most of the people in the van that used to work with. I think it was Kite people.
Yeah.
Those little guys, funny people. Especially the one that smiles all the time, who took the phone call from Killua.
Why are they little people?
No, I just mean
Side characters?
Side characters, so they're
Yeah.
little people to me. Like they're just little.
Okay.
I don't remember most of them, so it was cool. Just that one scene of their emotional reaction to everything. It was like, oh
those guys,
those people,
Mr. Bear of some kind.
Yeah,
Panda man.
I don't know if that's a panda.
Koala maybe.
It's kind of weird because he's hunting down animals and he's part animal.
Yeah,
but...
like what is that about?
Yeah, I think they're the, what do you call it, wildlife hunters or something like that, where they preserve animals, and that's what they're there for.
I think so, because they were looking for the poachers, right?
They were like trying to fight them to save the ants.
Know. Either the poachers or the drug people. They were maybe they were doing both. I don't know.
Well, I know they were definitely wary of the ants because they're saying there's something that was killing a lot of other rare animals, and they're just weird ants that were acting strange.
That's right, and that's why Kite was there by the water, taking a break. Fishing and stuff.
With a machine gun.
With a machine gun.
Yeah. That happened.
And also, another fun fact. So, you know how Elle fights Capoeira style I was telling you about? So it's not pure Capoeira. Like, when you look at it, it's not proper, but it's reminiscent. And the reason for that is because when the manga artist Takeshi Obata originally drew the scene, it wasn't supposed to be anything. It was just supposed to be his special fighting style, but everybody had the theory of Capoeira, and he liked it so much he integrated it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So that means we might see him bust a move later.
I don't know.
Dancing.
But in the scene, when it came to the anime, it was made to be more reminiscent of Capoeira.
Oh, I see what you're
manga,
saying.
where it was only kind of.
God, I was like trying to figure out where he evolved it. Okay.
Cool.
That's
cool.
cool.
Declared it canon.
That's one good example of where the fans end up being right in the end.
Where the author makes the fans right.
So this first piece of news is a piece of controversy. So Spy Family got into this weird situation where Cancelled started trending on Twitter, which actually is a pretty big deal for an anime. But the controversy was, and you're the one who's actually seen it, is someone made a TikTok and it somehow became this huge thing because it got millions of views and everybody started saying it because they said that they sexualized the little girl.
Oh.
And I watched a few scenes after just to see what they were talking about. And to me, it's completely out of left field and it makes no sense. So you've seen it.
Yes.
No basis in reality?
I've only fully seen the first episode.
Okay.
I haven't fully seen the second episode, which the third episode isn't out yet, I don't think. But there was nothing.
Nothing at all.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I went around looking around and pretty much every post I saw was countering the claim. Mm-hmm. But because it started trending, that's the only time that if there was a producer going to notice something being said about a show, it would be then.
Yeah. So did they make a talk? They came out?
No,
just ignore it.
There's a chance that they've seen it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. But in general, production companies they don't care what anyone in the West says about these shows. Say what it is. They don't care.
Whatever. They don't know real art. That's funny. But, I think this is good for it because, as Paris Hilton says, any publicity is good publicity. That's not exactly what she said, but she says something like that. Basically. Okay. It's just basically like this is publicity for Spy Family, and I'm rooting for it. Honestly, like I wouldn't vote for it because I don't know anything about it apart from what you've said. Yeah. But I would vote for it to be the Sunday show. Like I'd watch it. I'm interested. Yeah. Especially we not just you, like somebody else in our Discord was like, "You guys gonna watch Spy Family?"
Yeah, Setsu.
Yeah. So we have 2 votes of confidence, and both of you guys watched and liked the first episode. Yeah. So the only thing I'm nervous about is like, is there a manga it's coming from?
I believe so.
So,
yes.
Is there like anyone that can vouch for it and say it's a good manga? It's gonna be a great anime. Like,
the people who saw Spy Family coming out, they were really excited. They were the manga watchers. I keep saying manga. The manga watchers were really excited, but that's the typical reaction of the people following the manga. Yeah. You don't really. I don't think anybody who has heard of Spy Family and disliked it has said anything. But the thing is, that might be that everybody likes Spy Family. Yeah. You don't know what that means. So, I don't know. It's a coin toss.
I think what we can do is we'll let the first season come out.
The whole season.
The whole season.
It's 25 episodes this season.
Because this is the thing with starting in the middle. It's like we either have to commit to being behind or we have to drive to catch up.
Oh, no. Because we had briefly mentioned what the plan would be is she was going to watch the first 3 episodes.
Episode rule?
Yeah, 3 episodes. And it's coming up this Sunday will be the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And if you declare that it's a show you think that would be good to watch, then the next week we just start doubling up till we caught up.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be like 3 times. My main concern has always been that it's so long that it's going to run into another show that's going to come out on Sunday.
Yeah.
And eventually we're going to have to move things around, and a lot of things are coming this fall. So I just wasn't sure about that. But
that was also my concern, because we definitely are holding on for Vinland Saga, and Demon Slayer might be coming soon.
it's also coming out at the same time period.
And there's another show.
My Hero is also coming out at the same time period.
My Hero's coming out again
Why
soon.
haven't I heard that?
Oh my gosh.
Everything is back.
Yeah, so Spy Family.
Spy
I don't have so good
Family.
idea now.
You see, that's the thing.
It sounds like Proud Family
Proud
when you
Family.
said it.
Actually did.
I was just like,
Spy Family.
But it's things like that where I want to be able to watch the show, but the amount of shows that will come out on the same day, at that point it's gonna impact all the other shows.
Yeah.
Because now we're gonna have to have 3 shows, and we're gonna have to just start watching others on later dates, like Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. But then now comes Wednesday show, what happens Tuesday show, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just,
Logistics.
But I wanted to bring up that Spy Family thing to kind of segue just to, if you guys had any thoughts on the whole sexualization of characters in general in anime. I wrote younger characters there at the time, but not really just younger characters. Just, have you been perturbed in any of the shows we watched this for? Because I have intentionally diverted away from some animes that I thought were a little too raunchy for you guys, because I know you guys do have some sensibilities about that kind of thing. So, have you had any thoughts on it? Have you noticed anything, or does it not bother you as much as you thought you did?
It doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would. The only one that I'm thinking of is Code Geass.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if ReZero had anything, or the only thing that made me think of ReZero is the Lust.
The Lust
What if and that's just like another realm of something.
Something else.
Yeah, so Code Geass, I'm thinking of that one fan service episode with the swimsuits. It was a shock because we talked about it. The transition was like non-existent.
Yeah.
And we're just like, and now we have boobs, So that was the only like I guess about it. Like seeing it, I wasn't bothered as much. But if a show is like too heavy on it, it would start to get annoying. I'm like, I'm not here to watch people's
Boobs.
parts.
Yeah.
I want to know the story.
Yeah.
So I don't know. With the show so far, they haven't gone too far. So I think if it's in it, it's not like I don't want to watch this. But if it's like a focus, it might be annoying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's that, like, the thing is, with like, I noticed it with some animes with like, when the animes is set in like middle school or something. I noticed them like, these are children.
Yeah.
But then I guess because it's also in the West with high school like sexualization, it just kind of gets an eye roll from me. It doesn't bother me as much as it does for like when they do it for middle school things.
It's kind of a weird spot where it's a kind of a market that's grown to be. We just need to put this, like in the movies where like most movies have sexual scenes that don't really fit at all because it's kind of like you need to have that in a movie for it to be a big blockbuster movie.
Yep.
So it's kind of like that to me, where a lot of these animes, there's some animes that I've seen that no way, shape, or form, it's just violence, bloodshed, and we're just going along,
and all of a sudden
comes out of nowhere. And it's not like it disrupts the anime. It just makes you wonder. I wonder why they put it there. Like, is that supposed to lead into something later?
Yeah.
Like, no, it's kind of like a bullet point. We need to sell the figurines later.
Right.
The whole marketing thing.
Yeah.
Yes. We need to create the demand. Yeah. I just remembered one other anime that kind of did a random fan service thing.
Yeah.
Boku no Hero. Remember the beach episode? That was so out of nowhere. Like, they were supposed to be saving people.
I have suppressed that.
You can't remember?
It
wasn't bad. It was just random. Like, it was supposed to be like, we were focusing on the boys and their mission, and then we get to see the girls, and their, leadership, and they're supposed to be helping them.
Beach.
It's a beach day. It's like just supposed to be a beach day, and they end up saving something. I think they went on an actual mission, but then they had a beach day, and they were just showing them playing in the water in their swimsuits. So it was like, okay.
I can't remember a thing.
Couldn't we do an actual, save lives episode without fan service? No? Okay.
I remember being confused.
It was confusing.
Because it was kind of abrupt, whereas like suddenly they're on this island and no one's there except them. Just like, why are they here? I remember that. Nothing else?
I cannot remember a thing.
That's fine.
It doesn't exist in my memory.
This piece comes from Anime News Network, as it says, Internet's most trusted anime news source.
Oh wow.
So, Bleach manga crosses the 2.7 million copies printed in the US, and My Hero passes the 10 million mark.
Whoa! In the US?
In the US.
Wow.
And if that's not impressive enough, Bleach was at one point considered one of the big three.
Yeah.
Well, Bleach was the one of the big three that fell off, to be fair. But the big three in that it's the animes that broke through to the West.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was publishing for the first time, it says here 2001. I'm just going off memory. It said 2001 was the first time that they published, in Weekly Shonen Jump for Bleach.
Mm-hmm.
My Hero started in 2014.
And it's already hit 10 mil.
10 mil.
That is crazy. That's good news to me.
Mm-hmm.
I want anime to do well over here.
Yeah.
Because
I want Boku no Hero Academia to do well over here.
I don't want to lose sight of their Boku no Hero focus of the goal of the book, the manga itself. Like, I want it to stay on track and not be swayed by the Western fans.
Yeah.
But I want it to do well here still.
Yeah.
I want it to get big and just don't get a big head. Okay.
Well, it won't have time to do that because apparently the manga has entered its final act in March 2021.
Oh my gosh, we have an ending?
You have an ending coming.
An ending exists?
I don't want it.
You don't want it?
I don't want it to end. The way you feel about Attack on Titan, I feel that way about My Hero. Like, I feel like I just want to see every intricate detail of this boy's life. I want to see him get stronger.
I want to see him grow up. I want to see him get married, have children.
Okay.
I want to see him retire.
Oh, not
Slice
that
of
far.
life.
No, I'm talking about the fighting part of things and saving the world. Like, I want it, because he keeps saying, how I become the best #1 hero.
Yeah.
I want to see him do that right till the very end.
For whatever reason, whenever he says that, I get super paranoid.
Really?
That he's like gonna die in
At
like
the
a
very
pillar of stone. He sacrificed all of his energy,
And
just
then-
petrifies immediately.
And then they're like, this truly was the #1 hero. But then why would he be telling this story? It doesn't make any sense. Like,
because he's trapped in his own mind. He's got Dr. Stone.
What is happening right now? Yeah. I mean, well, we do know that the author was experimenting with the endings, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
We saw an almost ending.
With the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they're so young still in that. So, I mean...
But the ending was experimented with him dying.
Who died?
But, Deku. Deku almost
Metaphorically.
died.
Oh, almost died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were saying that was one of the endings where he would have
Given up this
given
thing.
his all for one for all.
One for all.
One for all to Kacchan and died.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have liked it.
No.
It would have been spectacular, but I wouldn't be
No,
happy.
I don't think this show would do that. Reasons, this is a very mainstream happy maker show.
Hopeful.
Yeah, it's too much hope. Like, even in the deepest depths of despair of this show, you have hope. Like, no matter how they try to sell you this pain and suffering, like, there's just too much hope everywhere. I just feel like
everywhere.
I just feel like this
get
show
away.
is meant for mainstream, and if they break everybody's heart at the end, they will go down in history as the most worst, infamous people ever.
Nice boat.
Nice boat. I was thinking the same thing.
What?
Nice boat.
Nice boat.
It's
It was an anime that was, it wasn't mega popular, but it was somewhat popular. And it was known for having a very normal slice of life pace and then a drama because this guy likes this girl, but she doesn't like him back, and so he ends up with this other girl. But then the girl who didn't like him now likes him, and they're kind of like the couple that's supposed to be together. And so she decides to go back. But before that happens, the girl who was with him just murders him and cuts his head off and sends it to the other girl in like a bag. And it was really brutal out of nowhere. And then she like sails off into the sunset holding his head or something. But
On a boat.
On a boat. But the day that was supposed to go live, a murder occurred in Japan that was eerily similar. And so they felt like it would be weird and disrespectful to publish it. So they just... They put up a picture of a boat with the caption "Nice boat" for the entire duration of the airtime.
Nice boat.
Nice boat! Exclamation point.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So how did it come out, the actual episode? Did it release later?
Yeah. Just after the time. Next week.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it was like a slice of life.
It was just a regular. You know what? It reminds me actually of I was reading this comic and this guy was talking about how he wrote his comics based on how his life was going.
Oh wow.
It's just a thing that is not. He's not the only one. People do that, like
especially with
artists,
weekly writers.
Yeah, their life goes to the pits, and so do their characters. They just put them through hell. It's like they're offloading on their characters, and it's not uncommon. So that's what I think was happening. He was going through something, and he wanted to murder someone, and he's like, "I'm gonna do it to my main man."
That has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, there had been a manga artist. I don't remember what it was, but there was a manga where it was supposed to be normal, but it's supposed to be a high school romance or whatever, and it started to do poorly. I don't remember what it was about. I just remember the story where it started to do poorly, and the publisher was like, "Hey, listen, we're gonna axe you. So you got 2 issues left. I know you had this whole thing planned. It's over in 2." And he got so mad, he like had everyone brutally murdered. It was just a normal manga. But because it's his manga,
he can do whatever he wants.
And he had to have everyone brutally murdered in this horrible, sad ending. And just like, you know what? I hate all you guys because I'm not this popular. Just like, jeez, dude. What about your loyal fans who were there, you know? Hey.
Dude.
Emotions.
Yeah. That's why you can't trust your heart with the manga writers.
But going back to My Hero, I could actually see a beautiful ending with Deku dying. That wasn't the issue I had with it. Like, I can see, because throughout the whole thing, it's been about hope, right? Where he's saying, like, in the darkest moments, good things come through and all that. I can see it being poetic in that, no, sometimes to be a hero means you die for others. And that happens to him.
Like my eye. Midnight eye? Midnight?
Midnight.
Sir Midnight?
Midnight.
Just midnight.
But I can see that happening for him. And it being like he was the greatest hero of the world because he like stops the singularity or something at the cost of his own life. But my issue isn't giving it to Kacchan. That's my issue.
Oh.
Because I don't feel like he's earned it.
No. He is growing as a person. And we could say that this took place much later. And we see some sort of character change before this happens. Like this fake ending. That would make him seem like he would warrant it. Because we're seeing a lot of change and growth in Kacchan. He's still not quite there yet. He still puts on his front of angry man, where he might not actually feel that. But
I think he's just always
angry. Yeah, but I think he could come around where he could feel like he earned it. But I agree in that still, even if he seemed like he earned it, I would feel very sad to see One for All go to him, just because I feel like it needs to go to someone like it's only been 2 generations of this, but it needs to go to someone who is like fighting to even be a hero. Whereas Kacchan has power, he can reach heights, maybe not the heights, but he can reach heights on his own. Yeah. You know, so I feel like it needs to go to someone more like who Deku was before he got it, in my opinion.
So,
sorry. Question: what do you mean by 2 generations of this? Because I'm like 2 generations of what?
Oh, sorry. Maybe I'm mixing it up.
Of Quirkless?
Yeah. All Might wasn't Quirkless.
I don't...
He says he was.
He says he was?
Okay. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure if I was remembering wrong. I know the rest of them, the previous ones, were just like weak quirks or something. Because it was like passing through weak people, I thought.
Yeah.
It was weak people specifically?
Yeah, because everyone who was strong died.
Oh.
That's right. They all died because of All for One.
He'd killed them as soon as he spotted them.
Yeah, and that's why they stayed under the radar for so long. For at least a few generations.
Okay.
And that's why they kept dying young.
Yeah.
Because they get strong and then they die.
You know, that actually makes me wonder. I wonder if they'll ever say, like, you know, it's kind of weird, but the generations of powers, they were going... Like, you can see the slope of them getting stronger as generations goes by, but with Japan, there's like a weird fall off, and it took a while for it to start to get stronger. And I wonder if they'll talk about that where there's this period where people just weren't getting stronger. It's because everyone was killing everybody.
Yeah.
And people were also hiding. Yeah.
Yeah. Kacchan, I know a lot of people like him. I still don't love him. I don't hate him. It's just I look at him and just like he's kind of like he's still a bully to me. I don't see the hero, even though he has become more of a hero, and he's kind of been there to instruct kids like that one time. The kids were being crazy with their powers. Yeah, so I can see he's growing. I want the power to go to somebody who I feel not only deserves it but embodies what it means to be a symbol of hope.
Yeah. I think that is Kacchan's struggle as well. He wants to be the symbol of hope, but he kind of lacks something.
But I think that's his problem, is that doesn't want to be the symbol of hope. He wants to be the number one hero.
Oh.
Whereas Deku wants to be the number one hero to be the symbol of hope.
Ah, okay.
Which you could argue was what they were trying to do in the movie, with like Kacchan and him were finally connecting. So maybe they're trying to convert him to be like, no, Kacchan's starting to see things differently. So maybe they want to, but maybe if that ending was to happen, a longer arc for Kacchan would happen, where he'd eventually come into being like that. Just guessing.
Maybe.
Yeah. And another piece of news is live action Full Metal Alchemist sequel is coming.
Oh no.
I don't want it.
I mean, we never saw the first one, but it got a sequel, which the reason I bring this up is because if it got a sequel, you want to see it?
It's live action.
I don't want to see it. Listen.
It's live action.
I have spotty memories of Full Metal Alchemist, okay?
Yeah.
And the only... I have a different problem than you. The only memory that is crystal clear is that dog, okay?
Oh.
And the girl. That. And every time I hear the word chimera, I go back there, okay? I cannot take it.
PTSD.
I have PTSD. I do, because that entire scene is like in my head still. Like, I hate that part. And I remember somebody talking about how he'll never watch Full Metal Alchemist because a dog dies. I'm like, dude, you have no idea.
You have no clue.
You have no idea. So, like...
It's like a dog doesn't just die.
But anyways,
you wish a dog died.
You wish a dog just died. But, yeah, so the rest of it, like, I know there were other sad parts, too. And there were other hard, trials that they went through. And I really enjoyed the story and how it ended. I was very happy how it ended. But... there's just some parts that I can't take, okay? And I don't want to see a live action of it. That's like worse on top of worse.
I want to see the trailer.
Oh, a trailer.
It's 1 minute.
But it's by Warner Brothers.
But it's got Japanese font.
Font.
Yeah.
All right, let's see
it. Let's check it out.
Oh.
Very CG.
Yeah.
I was gonna say everything in there looks amazing, and then I saw the suit for Al.
It was like,
Yeah. You want to see it?
I would probably watch it on my own time, but I don't know if it's something I would have a reaction to,
I don't know. I wasn't impressed.
Really?
You weren't impressed?
I didn't like the outfits. It reminded me for some way of live action Naruto, even though I know that doesn't exist.
You mean like people cosplaying Naruto?
Cosplay, yeah, that's what it looks like. Cosplay. I mean, there's some good cosplay, but some of this it just looked like cosplay to me.
But I think the problem is that even good cosplay, if it looks like what it looks like in the manga, it still looks like
it's like
a manga, and it doesn't look like the real world.
It looks
weird.
uncanny valley almost. Yeah. I'd watch it if you guys want to watch it though.
Oh no,
because I'm sure I'd get hype in it, but
I don't think I'd ever watch it as a
reaction.
As a reaction, no. I'd watch it as either we all go see it at the movies, or pretty much just that. To be honest, I won't watch it on my own time.
Yeah.
I know what happened. I enjoyed the final products. I don't need more.
It said it's a sequel, but it's pretty much just a recap of what happened.
Well,
unless they probably just split the actual thing into two.
That's what they did. But something else that you guys do enjoy is Demon Slayer's new season is coming.
We reacted to that trailer.
Did very well.
Yeah, and people love Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
We got a couple comments of people saying, "Oh, long time no see."
Oh yeah, it's people who came to our channel just for Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Aww.
Japanese comments.
Cool.
So, as you put together, it will, have Mist and Love Hashira kind of doing the mentor role with the arc. Can't wait to see how they get messed up.
I mean,
It's the
Tanjiro
trend.
has been like retiring people.
Oh no, I don't want it.
Some more retired than others.
But Mist, he is the youngest Hashira, as well as the one who became a Hashira the fastest.
Yeah, in 2 months.
2 months.
Said. Yeah.
He's 14.
Oh, he child.
He's younger than Tanjiro. I think.
Ah.
I think. I'm not sure how old Tanjiro is.
I don't know.
I think he's. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey Google, how old is Tanjiro from Demon Slayer?
13, according to some information.
Oh.
He's 13. In the beginning or now?
15.
Oh wow.
Okay.
It's been 2 years.
In season 2.
But, yeah.
Yeah. So as time passed, because it's been 2 years training.
Mm-hmm.
So his family was killed when he was 13.
And Zenitsu's old. We did learn about this.
Yeah,
Zenitsu
Zenitsu
is
is the oldest.
The oldest. He's 16, and Nezuko's 14.
So
Seems
Nezu.
legit.
No,
Younger.
okay.
Younger.
Wait, how old?
Yeah, she is younger.
How
She's
old
1
is
year
she?
younger.
14. 1 year
14.
younger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of people in the comments. I don't know if I don't think it's a spoiler because the author apparently not regularly, he had put out like a power ranking list and stuff like that. So it's just for your information. You can put it together yourself. Is that the 14-year-old Muchiro is also supposedly the strongest one so far that we've seen. So out of all the ones that have mentored
Do you
us,
mean
or been with
Mist?
us. Yeah, Mist.
Muchiro?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he should be stronger than Tengen, Rengoku, and also stronger even than Gyu. So,
Oh.
It would make sense because he's the most quiet one. It's always the quiet one.
So he's the quiet one. Yeah, I mean, if he became a Hashira in 2 months,
2 months.
it's probably impressive.
Yeah.
mhm.
But
And
he,
the fact that he probably doesn't even remember his name. And he keeps forgetting things, apparently.
I was gonna say, it makes sense that we don't go straight to Snake Guy. Remember we were theorizing it was gonna be Snake Guy, but he kind of is very.
He hates him the most.
He
for
kind of
some
hates him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So-
and Wind.
He and Wind. Is Wind? Yeah, the loud one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Bakugo voice guy.
Yeah.
Bakugo in this universe.
Yeah. I actually don't mind Wind as much as I dislike Snake Guy.
I just like Snake because he
You did
elbowed
that
the
too.
man.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
was
but-
injured.
True, but they're
didn't
also
care.
like you remember, like these guys. They seemingly are super rude to everybody, and they don't bow to anyone except for the master. So for them, what Tanjiro was acting was super out of place. But even then, it's like they understand they're executing this guy's sister. He's gonna charge and fight this guy, so you gotta hold him down. And he's also a highly trained demon slayer.
True.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's not a whole lot of ways you can hold him down.
This is true.
But I do dislike him more than the other guy because I just don't like his attitude.
Just slithering everywhere up in that tree.
Yeah, Wind at least comes across as he's traumatized, is what I get from him. Is he's seen a lot of people he knows dies. He even brought it up in the meeting. He's like, no, these people are dying because we're sending out untrained kids who haven't been through the real ringer. So that's what I feel like I get from him. Whereas Snake Guy just seems like he's haughty.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh yeah? Do you have any feelings about those two?
I don't hate Wind the guy. Is he the one that tested Nezuko?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cut himself.
Scars
Yeah.
everywhere.
I kind of felt like his character tracked, and I didn't really have any problem with him. Snake Guy, I was just annoyed with because of how he treated Tanjiro, and also how he was talking to Uzui at that last episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he did at least seem impressed when he found out Tanjiro helped kill a level 6, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so I have hope for him. I don't hate him.
Yeah, I think no matter what, he's not going to lose his aggressive stance, but I kind of just feel like that's how he is. He's Bakugo. He's Bakugo.
Exactly.
I also feel like when we do win Snake Guy's praise, it will be like a momentous moment. It will be like important, kind of. Like
I feel like we're not going to. We're just going to kind of
no.
get the gist.
Yeah, that's what I
he's
mean.
approved.
That's what I mean. I don't mean it's gonna be like, well done, I approve you and your sister. I think it'll be very subtle because that's just how he is, and I don't think he'd ever want to admit that he was wrong.
Yeah.
But I think it'll still be like a moment of Tanjiro at least will feel. Yes.
I agree. It's weird. Well, not weird. The show did a really good job of rattling expectations of the power scaling, because I honestly was getting the feeling that Tanjiro was near Hashira.
Yeah.
Towards season
Yes.
Me too.
Season 1.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons they did the whole "don't you know your ranking?"
Yeah.
So they could see there's a set way to know what you're ranking, number one, and number two, try to fight this guy and fail almost.
Yeah.
I still think it was a retcon for that handle thing, but I think it was necessary.
I would have liked it if they just like tattooed all of them as they're going up the ranks, just tattoo them on your hand.
Oh, like
while
an
they're
actual,
sedate you.
Wake up 2 days later, missing
you
time.
ranked up. Great job.
Yeah.
But,
Like, don't you remember when we got these things done on our hands?
it's like, what?
How did I forget that occurred? But yeah, you're right. We did go for a 5-hour tattooing session.
Basically. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I was gonna say something about 1 second to get my memory back. Yeah, the whole Tengen just hard reset my expectations for what a Hashira is supposed to be. Like, sure,
Uzui.
Rengoku... Uzui, sorry.
No,
Who's
Tengen is Uzui Tengen.
Uzui,
Uzui
yeah.
Tengen. Oh.
It's just we know him by Uzui, so we need to say that.
I don't know how I remember Tengen and not
I
Uzui.
don't know.
But, yeah, it's because when we saw Rengoku, I got the impression, and it's from the manga giving us Tanjiro's POV, so of course we did get the impression that Rengoku was not only a strong Hashira, but maybe one of the strongest, because how everyone talked about him after the fact.
Yeah.
But now, and then after that, we saw Tanjiro, he threw the flaming sword, he hurt Akaze, hurt Akaze.
Yeah.
The people he'd been fighting up to that point, Akaze seems like he was probably one of the strongest of all those demons. So I was thinking, okay, the only reason Rengoku died is because he faced an immortal, one of the strongest after the fact of fighting this other thing. So, but then Tengen comes in and is like, no, you see these insane abilities that you've seen? You haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah.
And then Tengen just goes off the wall with the stuff he can do. So,
That was incredible.
Yeah, that was a crazy season.
Yeah.
very enjoyable.
What's fascinating is that, like, while we were having the realization of how wide the gap is, the anime were acknowledging it at the same. It's like, we are so out of our depth here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. But I think that even with Akaze, I wonder if Tengen would have been able to take him now, thinking about it, like in past tense. Because when we first saw it, we're just like, oh my gosh! But if you think about it, Akaze was literally like playing around until he got stuck by abs.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah,
and then he finally tried.
Mm-hmm. Like, if he was actually trying from the beginning, would Rengoku, even fully healed, been able to take him?
Tengen, I believe, actually looked up to Rengoku.
Oh, yeah.
Because he saw Rengoku as this is a standard of what we should be. Which, sure, there's a possibility that he just was admiring his character, but I got the impression that he was admiring his character and his strength. So I thought that Uzui might be a little bit below Rengoku. But that's also like a self-evaluation of somebody who seemingly didn't like himself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
This is true. And the thing I was also thinking about is the whole relationship or connection or passing by of the Hashira and the demons. It doesn't seem that the upper ranks come in contact with them super often. They have the upper ranks have under their belt a lot of Hashira kills. And they, like we know, they don't get shifted around in their ranks too much, which means they probably don't die. That's why when one died, oh no, meeting. So they were like scared. So that says to me, the Hashira that we have are probably not facing upper ranks that much.
No.
If at all.
Yeah, because oh no, I was thinking of meeting Muzan. That they were super like, what, you meant Muzan?
Yeah. But that's Muzan.
Yeah.
So I was just saying the fact that Uzui took one on with the help of some really not that strong, not other Hashira people, and took him down is a big deal. And that's why Master was so excited. First of all, they didn't just encounter one, they took him down. Yeah. And he survived. Like, everybody survived, even with missing pieces. So I think it's more momentous, I think, not just to show the strength of each of our characters and where they are on this really far scale, but also the rarity of an event like this that happened in the entertainment district.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how long before we'll fight another one.
Next season.
You think so?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's like ramping up. Like we'll get more and more contact.
I don't know if we're gonna meet the upper ranks in order.
Probably not.
No.
Yeah, because actually, wasn't she number 7, the one that we met? Or number 6? 6. Yeah,
6.
there were 6. So there were, are they in order?
I thought they were.
In order of
upper
strength?
moons? Yeah.
The upper moons are in order of strength.
Okay. So they were the
lowest.
weakest. And it took like 3 of them and Hashira almost dying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is 1 Hashira versus 1 Hashira and 3 pretty, I don't know, pretty.
We don't know their ranks, so we're just calling them 3.
They're exceptional.
They're exceptional, but they're better than the everyday demon slayer that's coming through.
Yeah.
But they're not up there as a Hashira. They're not even close. They're just good.
Yeah.
So 1 Hashira plus 3 of that.
Yeah.
Plus 3 of that.
Took out the lowest level.
Mm-hmm.
And even the Hashira got poisoned. I think that was the main thing, and I think that would probably help in the case of the next fight. If we have injury to main Hashira, then it's like, oh, they're still not fighting at their best, guys, kind of thing. Because that's what happened with Uzui. He still didn't fight at his best, and they won.
Yeah.
So,
and
Rengoku, I don't remember, was he badly injured when he took on Akaze?
He was
a little tired.
Yeah.
He was tired. Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, Akaze has to have met Rengoku at least once time before and spared him, I think. Because Akaze was like, come on, Rengoku, let's live together forever and train, So,
So he just kind of knows of his
he
strength.
has to have known him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It could have also just been Muzan telling them about these guys. And
That is
Akaze
also
is
possible.
like, oh yeah, that guy sounds fun.
Yeah.
Let's take him.
Mm-hmm.
It's mine now.
And we have a couple comments. Setsu said on the Reactcast 5, Reactcast number 5, said, quick recommendation. If you guys ever want a good slice of life that's a really good story, there's a super good one called Clannad. It just it shows how easily you guys can watch. I don't know. No, it's a show you guys can easily watch on your own time, but it can get really slow in the character building episodes. It's a great story. And I replied, Clannad is Rose's mortal enemy. And he said, what? Dislikes it? She must have only seen the first season.
The first what?
Season.
What happened?
Oh, she's squaring out.
She's gonna fight.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about Clannad?
Okay, so
She's crying, guys.
Clannad is the first season at least is as slice of life can get.
Mm-hmm.
High schoolers going to high school. That's it.
Okay.
They I don't even know why it's named Clannad. The main nobody's named Clannad. One person, the main love interest, her name is Nagisa, and I forget the main guy character's name. But throughout the whole first season is basically them falling in love and then they start to date. That's the whole first season. That's it. He also has a bunch of other friends who are also girls, and they kind of have like what if episodes at the end of season 1 of like him,
relationship
what
things?
if Nagisa didn't exist, then he would be with one of the other girls. And basically all of the what ifs end with him leaving the town in some way because he hates the town because he has a bad history living there. But what happened to me is I was like watching them on autoplay.
Yep.
So I got to the end of the first season where he's with Nagisa and then they're talking about their future, and then the next episode is just him dating another girl, and I was like, what happened? And that was the first strike. It wasn't even its fault, but I hate it anyway. But that happened, and then season 2 comes around. Spoilers. he and Nagisa get married. You know, they're happy. They buy a house. They're still living in the town because Nagisa loves the town, so he's starting to love the town. Nagisa gets pregnant. She's always been weak. She dies after giving birth.
Oof.
Wait, this is like the not what if.
Now what
just,
if?
like,
This
actual-
is season 2.
Oh my god.
She dies. The girl we've been pursuing all of last season died within the first 5 episodes. So then the story continues like 10 years later. He's a drunk.
Ugh,
He's has no contact with his daughter because he's just so devastated. He's become like his father. What happened? The reason he has a bad history with the town is because his father was a drunk after his mother died, and he completely neglected his son.
And he grows up and does the exact same thing.
Exact same thing. So the rest of season 2, there's kind of like this self-plot weird of like in an alternate dimension of a girl who's alone in a cabin with a toy robot, sentient toy robot. They're like, let's go on a journey. They go on a journey.
This is a subplot of
This
the
is
same
a
show?
subplot.
Of a slice of life. We already established she doesn't know what that means. But yeah.
I don't think it does either. But okay, so then we catch up with our main character guy. He's like, okay, I'm gonna be a better father. He's like, okay, I'm gonna bring his father tries to be his father, main character's father tries to become a better father by giving his son the house. And he moves away to somewhere else. He just leaves. So the main character is like, okay, we'll live in this house. I'll live in this house with my daughter. And then he realizes once again that he really hates the town. So during a snowstorm, he decides that he's going to leave the town with his daughter, who also has a weak constitution like her mother.
Okay.
And she dies.
Wow.
And he's so determined to leave the town during the snowstorm. He keeps walking. He has no car or anything, so he's just walking, holding his child, and he freezes to death.
And ends season?
And then the season's like, never mind. None of that happened. What the heck?
What?
I just watched this. I watched a man for 2 seasons get the love of his life, lose the love of his life, lose his mind, then lose his daughter, then die. And then the season's like, never mind, that never happened. Flashback to Nagisa having a child. He calls in the doctors this time because they had a home birth. So she delivers the child safely. Happy ending. The subplot was like, apparently he was the robot with the little girl in the other dimension, and they also die on their way to someplace else.
Okay.
And then they die. It's like, don't worry, I'll see you in the other world. And then the rewind happens. Like, what the heck happened? Why do people like this show?
You really don't know what a slice of life is. So as you can see, it's on our roster. We might watch it.
No!
Well,
Never.
okay. Sorry to put you through that.
Her heart rate's up, guys.
Adonis says, we need to get HunterxHunter in 2022. And I said, yeah. I mean, HunterxHunter, if it comes back at any time, I'd love it. I'm
I'd be
sure
so
we'd react
excited.
to it. Yeah, you would be over the moon. She's watched it 3 times now because she's watching it with us.
Yeah.
It's a very good show.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
It's amazing.
Deserves
like, the whole
better.
world is just so interesting.
Yes.
We haven't even scratched the surface of what the world is.
Mhm.
Even
So
with
far?
all we've seen.
Really?
It's so interesting.
It does come off to me that the author likes to get really intricate with stuff. Like, I remember when we started in the introduction of Nen, you kind of brought up how it felt like it was kind of added.
Yeah.
To me, it felt like it was just another layer, because when we jumped into the show, I barely remember Whale Island. Barely.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, the first thing I remember is the hunter exam, and everything was just like, what is happening? I don't know. And it's just surprises after surprises for me. Each arc as we went along. So like when Nen came along, it was like, whoa, the possibilities, you know? So it feels like, to me, the way the author at least wrote it, it's like he it's like his love child, you know? And he's making all the little islands over here, and he's making the world, and you could probably buy a map of of Greed Island for real. I'm sure it's out there. Of a map of the entire world that they're living in, you know, and all of that. Like it feels like a real father loving his child here.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate hiatus past 3 years, I think, without anything.
He's released here and there. Definitely not as fast as it would have been. The manga would have been
If it was
the
like
amount of
serious.
years if he could release, because he's had health issues, I think.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And there's actually a website for this. I saw it. I thought it was hilarious.
Although I do know that I think he said that it is coming to a close. He's getting closer to the end.
Oh, okay, so he's writing it to the end. Okay.
Yeah. Oh wow, there's.
I put this up on the screen. All the red is when there wasn't a release of the manga. So you can see
We're
this
starting.
is-
We're starting from here.
Yeah.
Going up. Okay.
So right now we're going through this doldrum of nothing.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
There's
Okay.
even like a streaks. So streaks.
Streaks.
Out.
They're like,
Wow.
we're tracking you.
Currently on the longest streak, 156.
Wow.
I hope he's okay.
Me too.
It would be so sad for that show not to like get its close.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Because of the industry.
Yeah.
The industry works these guys way too hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can at least see that his health is saving him from that a little bit. Like I know it's kind of weird.
What?
Like his bad health is saving him from the pressure of the industry.
Oh.
Because if he was in better health, they would be working him harder, and he would have to be on top of it.
But if he was in better health, he would have stayed in better health.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate, but a lot of the manga writers, even like when they go on hiatus, sometimes they don't even have to say anything. But the go-to assumption is they're probably not doing well, because a lot of the time being a manga, it's such a dedication to be a mangaka, and so much work. It's your life.
Yeah.
So when they stop, something has happened to them every time. Like people didn't even know Berserk's author Miura was sick. He just died out of nowhere, like because he had also been going through hiatuses. We had never heard any word of him being sick or anything, but everyone assumed he was not like physically well. And then one day
he just died.
apparently he had a long-standing issue with his heart or something like that. I may have gotten the exact cause wrong, sorry about that, but I believe it's something to do with his heart. There was a comment about that. I responded. Setsu was talking to me about it. With the final publish of the Berserk chapter was published with the help of the studio, because Berserk has inspired a lot of things. Even like latest Elden Ring video game takes a lot of inspiration from Berserk. It's funny. Berserk is one of those titles where there are some sci-fi that simply do not get their big break in media. Like Berserk got its 1990s release with anime, and that's the crowning achievement.
Yeah.
But then everyone else will take inspiration and
From
they'll
it.
go forward
Yeah.
and get big. Yeah, same with like Warhammer 40k to a lesser extent. Every big sci-fi takes a little bit from it. World of Warcraft was originally supposed to be a Warhammer Fantasy game, but they had a falling out with the publisher.
Oh, and they gave a new name.
Yeah, they took the same idea of the races, but they twisted it and made it their own thing, and now it's the biggest MMO that ever existed.
Wow.
But it itself never could get its big break. It's just
Yeah.
how it is.
Mm.
You need to not only have a good creative mind, you need to have someone who can market.
Yeah. Marketing.
Oh my gosh, so important.
And Wonton says, I want to see y'all react to slice of life animes now, because he saw, there was an episode that we had that funny argument with you.
Oh.
What slice of life was.
Yeah.
You can watch Cells at Work. I count that as a slice of life. The first Cells
It
at
pretty
Work.
much is.
The first one, yeah. If it has black in the title,
Don't. That's a different kind of anime.
different.
Cells at Work Black is a different creature.
And this is a question that was in general discussion that I just wanted to address with everybody. Pig Pickle was asking, will we be watching Moon Knight anytime soon, since we have watched Marvel shows in the past? So there's a lot of answers to this, but the main one is no. So there's a reason, though. I did think about it, and I went back and forth on it, but the thing is, one, a lot of the times with Marvel shows, I want us to have some preconceived idea of what the character is and what it's about. Yes, even though this is a reaction channel, I like to have really in-depth discussions about the character.
Yeah.
I like with Black Widow, Falcon and Winter Soldier, we knew those characters, and I knew that character, both those characters from the comics.
Yeah.
And I knew a lot more about them that I could contrast with the show, and we could talk about the show and how they brought up real world issues, and we could talk about that kind of thing. Moon Knight, I know nothing about him whatsoever. So I've said it before, I say it again. I think the biggest thing that we do that I consider a good piece of content is our discussions after the episode.
Yeah.
And I don't think we can really do that as well with a show that we don't have any idea about.
Yeah, we'd be annoying.
We would be annoying
to watch. It's kind of like watching a new player to Sims. It's like terrible.
I'm sorry, what?
Sims.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like the idea of someone saying, "Hey, look at this video game," and you play it for an hour, and then you're suddenly trying to tell me what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, something like that.
Yeah.
But I want to put an asterisk there. We have watched shows we have no idea about it before. It's just the circumstances allowed us to kind of understand that we would have good conversations about it.
Yeah.
And that's not like a one bandage fit all kind of thing. We wouldn't always not watch a show if we don't have any idea about it. Sometimes we see a show and it's like, wow, that looks really interesting, and we'll just watch it. You know. Another issue, and probably the main issue, is timing. Yeah, Kenobi's coming up, and it's a busy season. That was also an issue. Is we've got a lot of shows coming and going. I do want a Wednesday show. It's just right now we've got 2 shows on the Wednesday, and it's already kind of pushing it with getting everything done. And I don't know if I want to.
Filming wise, do things on Wednesday.
Yeah, we film Wednesday and Monday, and I just don't know if I didn't know if I wanted to cram everything in there. And so with everything that I just said to you guys put together, just like, let's just skip this one. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint anybody who wanted it, but yeah.
That said, if it does well enough, and it gets to season 2, and we watch it on our own time, which is actually possible, we may actually all watch it on our own time.
Yeah.
If it gets to season 2, and we did enjoy it, and we also think we can talk about it, and all those other things, we might watch it for season 2 reaction.
Yeah.
So I say no promises on that, but the door is open in that regard. But for season 1, no. I'm sorry. But yeah. That is everything I have.
Same.
Yeah, so anything you want to say or anything you want to bring up?
Other than I can't wait to see where Spy Family goes.
Yeah, I'm rooting for it.
It'll do well.
Yeah. And I actually have been like teeter-tottering on continuing watching the rest of the season. I'm on like episode 19 of Ranking of Kings. And I'm like, do I watch the rest of it? Because I kind of want to be surprised with you guys, but at the same time, I kind of want to be able to explain things if things happen. But I'm like, ooh, I want to watch it though.
Yeah,
we can think about that.
Yeah.
I did with ReZero, same issue, because I was halfway through the season and I was like, do I finish the season and watch it with you guys? I just watched it with you guys, but I think I would have preferred if I had watched ahead. Because there was a lot of situations where I wanted to be able to explain things, and I had to rely on comments.
Yeah.
I might watch it then.
But yeah, so I think that's it. So, guys, thank you guys very much for being here. So thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, remember to leave a like if you like it. And you can see these early up on Patreon if you guys are so inclined. So thank you very much for being here. Take care of yourself. Stay in the city. Goodbye.
Bye.